In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to get to the highest floor possible in the new Inferno Tower update. But before we go do that, would you guys like to have a chance to win a free Game Pass? All you need to do is drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment your Roblox username down below. I can win multiple Game Passes every single week. Anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so you'll see it in front of Spawner Leveling City. It's just over here, and in this basically you can get shadows of every single different rarity. You can get them G rank, SS rank, and S ranks. Not everyone has exposure to the higher ones, and you can also get a lot of powder dust, cash, and gems. And we're going to start this off. I'm going to show you guys how to get to the highest floor possible in the game, and I'm just going to show you guys kind of what you need to be doing. You are going to need some really good stuff to actually progress, as I'm not going to lie, the health on some of these guys gets crazy, and it scales like stupid. Like your first 20 are not even going to struggle at all, and then after that you can be in a not so good spot. So if you're doing auto click, you want to be using that. You also want to kind of be sending your shadows. You need to be really effective how to do this. If you don't know how this works, what you do is you need to clear the floor, and then after you clear the floor, you'll get this portal. Also, once you clear the floor, you get an extra minute added to your timer. So going as fast as possible at the start is always recommended, and the portal will always be at the end of the course. So doing this right, and I'm not going to do this perfectly in this run because it's only been out for a bit of time, and I haven't managed to master it completely yet. But you want to basically take out everything at the back first, and then you want to go and make your way to the front. So you basically have to loop around yourself, as that's just end up wasting a lot of time. And although at the start you're not at all going to care about time, as the game goes on later on through the floors, time is going to become more and more crucial. But as you see, I kind of took out the NPC there, and it's also the NPC right next to the spot we needed it in. So when you keep taking these out, we're going to basically everything for Horizon here is S rank. There's also a chance we get SS rank if we're lucky, and then I think we can move on to actually an SS rank later on as well. So we definitely can get some stronger stuff off this. It does take a bit of luck to end up getting some good NPCs. So as far as clearing goes, just do everything on the outside, then you'll start making your way inside, because saving time at these starting ones is going to be so much better. You'll also, if you do it about 2 times, you only do the whole thing 2 times, you'll realize basically the whole runs. So let's say you do about 50 stages combined, that can be split however many. Basically all the floors are really similar. You'll notice in this video that we are pretty much just doing the exact same floor again and again. And now something you can use that a lot of people don't really talk about, and I'll slow down this run a little bit, but going ahead and using potions. You get Shadow Potion, which gets you an extra 50% Shadow Boost, which you don't know, especially now if you have a higher player rank. Shadows actually are useful. Now, they are not as useful as melee weapons, but they are still really good. See how much just our Virus are doing there. And you can get a lot stronger shadows as well from playing the game. You can also get their ranks up higher. So basically, had some ways to get your shadows to be stronger. And if you're trying to get your overall damage stronger as well, if you go to shop, and it's going to cost you a few tickets, so it's not the cheapest thing in the world. You can get a, I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in here. There's a dropped potion right here, which gets you an extra 50% drops, and you also get the shadow potion there for some more damage potions. That's kind of how you get them. I think you can also get some from the codes as well. I'm not sure the code still works. You used to be able to use code potion. Also, I feel like I messed up the run a little bit there, but that's besides the point. But having some good potions in the game will definitely help you out a bit, and we didn't actually mess up too much. You want basically for this one, when you get this map from to a circle like I did, basically I'm going to try and show you guys every single one. We may go over some multiple times, just that's how we're going to it's going to end up. And I'm not doing this perfect, so it hasn't been out for insanely long, so I've still not yet mastered it. But you want to have some sort of loop you're doing, so basically you're never walking past yourself, and to begin with, you just need to go ahead and get in the hitbox as long as you're auto attack on. You can use an auto clicker as well. Actually, using an auto clicker will make it even easier for you. So you just want to basically get through it as fast as possible, get the loops done. You want to try and build up that timer, because these later stages, they're going to consume your time like it's nothing. It is going to be taking, if you somehow get to the end, which I don't really think it's possible to get the end at the moment. It's probably impossible to even get that close to the end. I'm going to show you guys basically roughly where you can get up to. And I mean, there's definitely ways we can improve my team, so you could get a lower pass, but I don't think it's possible to make it past 440, unless maybe you're in the top 0.001% of the game, just because how much the stats and the floors go up. And if you don't know, every 5 floors, at least I believe so, or there's every 10 floors, there is a boss that will spawn. I'll show you guys, we see the first boss. So it's every 10 floors a boss does spawn. And we haven't done this perfectly quite yet. I really want to try this perfect. Basically, you need to try and get this NPC at the start as well. And then when you loop around, you want to get that NPC that will spawn there. You want to get these NPCs. And then you want to make sure your shadows are attacking, so they can go a little bit faster than you if you do it right. then you should have something like that. And that was near perfect. Definitely wasn't perfect. But basically, every 10 floors you do, there will be a boss that spawns. And now having cutscenes off will make this about 10 times easier for you. I don't leave cutscenes on because, you know, it's going to look cool. But actually, having cutscenes turned off will make this a lot easier for you to do. Because cutscenes, honestly, they kind of just waste time. They don't really help you out at all. I'm pretty sure I've done this the wrong way around, or maybe not. And did I do this the wrong way around? I did do this the wrong way around. You want to do the ones at the front first. So for these type ones, take out everything in the front, then do it. If you just end doing a loop, you're going to waste a few seconds. Which again, you're not going to notice these few seconds now, but in the later stages, you really are going to regret it. And if you are during these start stages, it doesn't mean you shouldn't do this. It just is going to mean it's very hard for you to progress. Trillions really in the game nowadays isn't much. You need to be doing multiple QA damage to really probably worth your time. And you can still get some decent bosses that will help you progress, but you still need to be decent. I think it's the game recommends S rank hunters. I would say, I suppose you just want to get some very average stuff. Also, bosses can drop you like so much stuff. I'm going to show you how much the boss just dropped there. And that was telling me, we actually may have cutscenes turned off. I didn't realize that we had them turned off. Do I have cutscenes off? We do. We have cutscenes on. I think it's only then if you rise there's a cutscene. There definitely is usually cutscenes to them, so I'm not sure exactly why I'm not getting cutscene this time around. So it does usually tend to pop up to them. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of skip to when the floors are actually a little bit hard, as I feel like you guys kind of understand how to do them. I mean, this floor I've messed on every single time, but I feel like you guys get a good understanding of how to do the floors. And especially play it yourself. It's probably the best thing you can do is just play it yourself to work out the floor pattern. Just keep going to the big Inferno gate. You can also get some other cool wards. Either way, though, we're going to quickly skip to where actually that floor that we're kind of like struggling with. Okay, so it is important to know there is a boss every single 5 floors. I don't really know what the glitch is with the cutscenes. Like, I do have my cutscenes on, and for whatever reason, it doesn't load them. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway, because you don't really want cutscenes on for this, and I would definitely recommend turning them off. But something you're going to notice as soon as you reach them, it's about floor 25 for me, and I think it'll be for the majority of players, if not earlier, that the health of the NPC is you can't really one-shot them anymore, or even two-shot them, and I'm doing about, what, 11, 12 QA damage, and I'm still struggling on these NPCs. They're definitely not the easiest things in the world to do. You also, if you don't really want any NPCs that aren't the bosses, make sure you just have auto-destroy on, and don't have auto-destroy on for bosses, and then you can just manually arise the boss. That's what you can do there. So, I know, it's a little way to save some extra stuff if you do, of course, have the auto-destroy game pass. If not, all good. Don't need it at all, but you can get some extra stuff for doing it, so you might as well go and do it. Also, at the time, I probably wasted about a minute by like not playing perfectly. Then I also did have to do something about another minute or two, so we would still have an extra a few minutes. So there was definitely a way we could have quite a bit extra time. And also something else to note is the bosses actually rotate. So just because you had one boss from one time when you did it, does not mean you get the same boss the next time. And this is their time king this time, and hopefully we're gonna get a cutscene. I don't know why it's not showing us cutscenes for any of them, but I wanted to show you guys all the cutscenes. Like, either way, I'm gonna beat this boss and I'm gonna make it on to the next stage. You don't have to keep on doing this. The floors you are just gonna notice though are gonna get dramatically harder around 25 and pretty much onwards. You're gonna need the game where you actually spend minutes on certain NPCs. It's gonna start taking a while. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge. We're gonna do our best to run this time. We're gonna take out the Time King, like I said. Do we manage to get him? No, we did not. And the portal should appear any second if it's working. Where is the portal? There is one NPC I've missed, which is marginally embarrassing. You want to make sure you don't miss an NPC, and I did actually hit that NPC, and I didn't one-shot it. So it's probably why I missed that. Anyway, let's go up on to like the next floor. And as you can see, we're at floor 28, and the health kind of just skyrockets out of control. And you notice I'm gonna like skip to floor 30 probably after this. You're gonna notice just how much genuinely this skyrockets, because it is kind of just a stupid. Okay, now we're gonna make it to floor 30, which is probably one of the hardest floors for a lot of people to get to. As already getting past this floor is very hard to do. And now the normal NPCs we're looking at 800 QA health, but the boss over here has a 5.8 QI health, which is about 5,800 QA health. Which practically makes it impossible to beat for about 99.9% of players in the game. So it's going to be really when you're making it to at the furthest, and that's assuming you've done every other step prior to this, right? I would definitely recommend, if you do make it to this floor, skip straight to the boss. So at least you're going to meet the boss, and then try and take out the other NPCs. You'd rather not take out the boss than like just take out a few random NPCs. Unless it's an NPC that you really want to take out, always 100% go for the boss. Like I mentioned before, you can use boost to try and get your damage higher, and also getting your player rank up is going to make this probably the most easiest thing if you can get your player rank up, but that's the hardest thing to do. Game passes do help. Extra equip is going to be very useful for this, as you need the extra DPS. Auto clicker surprisingly might actually be quite useful. I suppose you could argue 2 times drops to get some better stuff, but a lot of these will help you out. But honestly, you just are going to kind of of has to push to this point. Make sure you're as effective as possible. Like I said, I think I actually have this whole video I was recording something a little bit slower than what I usually would. An extra 2 minutes I could have ended up with at least a minute and a half. You probably saw one of my earlier clips, so end up going back on ourselves. Either way though, we're trying to maybe this boss, and yeah, we'll get wrapped there. We're only last 20 seconds, and like I said earlier, I didn't mess with the timing, so normally you can beat this boss, but getting past floor 30 is very, very hard to do, and you need a very high DPS team to achieve this. You can make it to the later floors, but then by the time you're at floor 35, you're going to be completely cooked again, unless you have an insanely good team. Anyway, I really do hope you found this video useful. I feel like maybe it was for players like already understood what they were doing. You may not have helped out too much, but I do hope if you're a newer player to this event, which has started, or this in-game thing, or if you're a person that's already been playing a bit, at least found 1 or 2 tips in this video useful. I don't know, I have tons of a rise of crossover tips and trick videos, tutorials, everything on this channel, so if you want to check them out, you're more than welcome to. And guys, see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye!